If you're on a gluten-free diet, you may think desserts are off the table, but that definitely is not the case here at Bayou Bakery in Arlington, Virginia, where Chef David Guas has some sweet treats that are gluten-free, but they're full of flavor. Expression in New Orleans is, where you at? Where we at?
We're in Arlington, Virginia, Bayou Bakery Coffee Bar and Eatery.
David Guas, chef, owner, extraordinaire. Dr. Lauren Morrow from George Washington Medical Faculty Associates, a hematologist and oncologist. We're talking gluten-free. What are you making?
Today we're doing the gluten-free Chewy honey almond bars.
Let's get busy.
Delicious.
Let's get busy. This is a popular item in our pastry display case. People order it for breakfast, almost like an energy bar, if you will. We're going to start off with adding all of our sort of non-dry ingredients, if you will, right into our pot. We've got a candy thermometer. So we've got a little bit of butter. We've got some light brown sugar.
All right, let's. We got the doctor here, so we put some sugar and some butter. This is about gluten-free.
Yes.
It's about gluten-free, yeah. So first of all, gluten is a protein that's found in wheat, barley, and rye. And so when we get to our dry ingredients, I think we'll go over some of the things that we can use. But you know, all of these things so far are okay.
There we go. So we got a little bit of peanut butter. That helps to bind and give us a nice sort of nutty flavor. So we're adding a little bit of honey as well. Now you can use peanut butter, you can use almond butters, different nut butters, some local honey or any type of honey, something mild you want to sort of gravitate to. Nothing too strong or robust as far as the honey goes. Something soft like a clover honey will do, or a wildflower honey. So we're just going to sort of stir that around a little bit. Once that butter starts to melt, we're just going to cook this to 200 degrees. It's a really quick process. Once we actually liquefy this, we'll clip our candy thermometer to it.
All right, so doctor, while we're doing this, tell me about gluten. Gluten-free. Why so many people needing a gluten-free diet?
Yeah, I think gluten-free has been talked about a lot in the media lately. So gluten-free is mandatory. It's a mandatory diet for patients with celiac disease. So what is celiac? It is a small bowel disease. It's an immune disorder where the ingestion of products containing gluten creates an inflammation and an immune reaction in the small bowel, which causes it to be hard for those patients to absorb nutrients.
So everything you eat, you have to consider what is it you're looking to avoid.
Yeah, so sort of the three main things that have gluten, and again, gluten is a protein that is found in wheat, barley, and rye, and patients with celiac disease need to be very strict about not consuming really anything that even has traces of gluten, because even small traces can cause this inflammatory process. And the main treatment for patients with this disease is just to avoid gluten completely.
All right, so we're avoiding that here. Now we brought everything to a
Yep,
boil.
everything's going to a boil. We're going to add a little bit of vanilla, and then we're going to add just a pinch of salt. The salt's really optional. You know, if you're trying to sort of watch the sodium intake, you know, you can definitely leave that out. We just feel like it really helps to balance some of the sweetness that we're adding to this dish. We're gonna add some of our dry ingredients right to a mixing bowl. We've got some pre-toasted almonds. I prefer to use the natural almonds, which actually still has the skin on, so it's not the blanched almonds that removes the skin. And I like that for texture, color, and for flavor. The skin actually has a very different flavor than the actual nut itself. We've added some, these are a rice cereal. We've actually had some gluten-free oats as well. They're organic and gluten-free, which is actually pretty readily available these days, which is great.
So that's something you have to be careful about.
Right,
there.
so oats you do have to be careful about. So the things that if you do have celiac disease, rice, corn, potatoes are good to eat. With oats themselves are okay. However, oats are often made in facilities that also process wheat, and so you have to make sure that there's not cross-contamination. So if you're buying oats, you want to look for gluten-free oats.
So we're already at our temperature, so we're going to remove this candy thermometer.
The temperature is?
200. So we've already got that pretty quickly. And notice how I didn't put my raisins in yet. What we're going to do is we're going to actually dump all of this, the hot mixture, right in to this. And this is something, you saw how quickly this came up. You don't want to you know, walk away from that once it's on the stove.
Because that could
Pretty quickly, it'll seize up, it can char, it'd be a sticky mess, and you can see that everything's been sort of coated. We're gonna go ahead and sprinkle in our raisins. And again, raisins, dried cherries, cranberries if you're doing more of a holiday bar. You know, what a lot of people don't know about honey is it's actually a natural energy booster. Now, I'm not calling these our energy bars, but you know, we've got organic oats in there, we've got some dried fruits. So we just sort of push that out into a little quarter pan here. And we're gonna let this set in the refrigerator just for a half hour, just to get that warmth off of it. Throw them in the refrigerator. And then once you're done at 30, 45 minutes in the refrigerator, you literally just come out, put a cutting board on top, flip it upside down right onto your cutting board. So these are our gluten-free, chewy honey almond bars. Very quick, very delicious, and let's try them.
Let's try them. So here's before, and here's ready to go.
That's it. That's about 30, 35 minutes, give or take, in the refrigerator. We pulled them out. We popped them out on that cutting board. We cut them into these nice sort of bar shapes, and we'll let you guys ultimately be the judges here.
Thank you.
Doctors first.
Doctors first, always. Yes.
There you are, Mark.
Looks terrific.
You bet. So again, a lot of variations on the dried fruits, the nuts. You can change them out, use that same base recipe, but really play around with it.
It's fun. It tastes great. Try these out. Chewy honey almond bars here at Bayou Bakery, and of course, gluten-free.
That's right.
Great.